Hi beauties, it's Jean Piersanti with Beauty and the Stamper, and thank you so much for joining me. We are going to make a quick, easy card. I am loving these New Horizons Designer Series paper. They're 6x6 and they are so great. So I thought I would make one using this one right here. So if you wanted to get that 6x6 Designer Series paper, the number is 157768. And the stamps that we're going to be using is a friendly hello. It's one of the celebration stamp sets. I absolutely love it. And let's go ahead and get started. We are going to use the stitched rectangle, and that one is, it measures 3 by 4 3/8. So that means we're going to have a base, and the base is going to be the Blackberry Bliss. And that one is cut an 1/8 of an inch larger. So it's going to be 3 1/8 by 4 1/2. And so you see they're going to have this beautiful little background to it. I also have 2 pieces of basic white cardstock. That one is 4 by 5 1/4. And that means our base is going to be cut right in half, and then it's going to be scored at 4 1/4, which is going to give us a base of 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So let me go ahead and just burnish this down while I have this out, because of course we're not going to do too much with the base. I'm just going to set that over off to the side. I also have an envelope because we're going to do our envelope up. And really, I have a scratch piece of basic white. I have, what else do I have? Trying to tell you everything that I've got. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side. And I definitely know that I'm going to be using the just the outside. So what I do in cases like that, I grab one of my punches and I stick it in there. I'm going to stick it this way. And I always grab at least one little tag that I could save for the next piece, right? So I'm not going to need that. But I like to use my paper to the most of its ability. So that piece is done. I know that was just an extra tip. Oh, I will show you my host code, jeanpersani.stampinup.net, if you wanted to order any of the items that we see here. And again, it is celebration, so I did get this for free. When you order $50 or more, you can get this guy for free. There is also some Designer Series paper that matches beautifully with this, and that if you order the, I think it's $100 set to get both of them. So I believe that is what we're looking at. So it's $100. But I grabbed the Hello Friend and this beautiful little bird. And then I'm also probably going to use these flowers here to add a little bit to our background. All right. First things first, I want to use that Hello Friend, and I want it right down at the bottom of this. And I've already set it up. What I do is I set this in there. I set this guy. I'll show you. I put this piece in here, and then I put it exactly where I want it. I know that I want it off to this side a little bit, and I know that I want it to be straight. So I take it and put it as straight as possible, and as you can see, it's off to the side, just like that. Okay. And then now I can put this back in here, put my little tabs down, because I want that to be holding right in place. There we go. You see how it didn't pick that up? And now I'm going to get my Blackberry Bliss ink, because I do know that that is going to match perfectly with that. So I get my Blackberry Bliss ink, and I'm going to ink that little guy all up nicely. Right, and I see a little piece. I think we're doing good here. All right, this part, it doesn't really matter if it didn't get on there real well. I'm going to take that and I'm going to push that down. And then if you do have, I don't even know what they're called. I made this one that has a little bit of felt on it. Push that down, get that down really nice. This is really good. The Stamparatus is a really good tool for if you have like arthritis or something. And see, it didn't all come out, which is why I use the Stamparatus. I want to make sure that that all gets on there. And we're going to try again. And let's see if we have to try one more time. We certainly do. Now this could be that I haven't inked it up in a long time. But if this doesn't work, we'll move on to another color. But I think we're okay, and I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this up. I need to buy a re-inker, so I've got my list just like you guys do. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to put it on with my marker. Now, if you wanted to do this with different color markers, you could as well. So I think we'll get this time. Maybe not. But if not, we can always try again. There we go. Look at that. So perfect. I think I am going to play around just a little bit more because it's okay. We're going to get it every time. So I'm just going to put one more color up there just to get it all even color, because that O looks now a little bit lighter than the others. So definitely that error was my fault, not re-inking, because I don't have the re-inker. But you guys know me. I'm going to make the mistakes so you don't have to. So I just love this set. It's so quick, so easy, and we're actually going to be using the markers quite a bit today. Not just the markers, but the blends as well. All right, last time, let's get this going, and we are ready to go. Boom, look at that. Beautiful. So we will let that guy go off to the side. We can, I'm going to move these out of the way. All right. And now I'm going to be using my other color. What did I do? Oh, here it is. I'm going to be using the polished pink. And we are going to put these little flowers they're actually big flowers. There we go. I am going to put these big flowers going to grab just a piece of paper here. We only need one for right now. And we're going to put these guys all the way around. Just like that. And some will be on, some will be off. Some will be in and some will be out. So you'll see, just like that. And then while I have this out, let's go ahead and do the inside of the card. And we want them to match up. So we're just going to put a couple little flowers right there. And while we are there, now I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to stick him inside here. Not for the first reason, but for the second, and I'll show you that in a bit. I've got that in there. And let's go ahead and add these little guys right there. Beautiful. So we've got that guy there. And you know what? That is so pretty. I was going to color them in with some blends, but that is just so pretty and is going to match the inside of the card that I don't think we need to. So, but we do want to do this little bird for sure, right? So we're going to get our memento and we are going to ink that little guy up. Very nice. And I'm going to just turn him sideways here. This is just a scratch piece of basic white. Get that nice and on there. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, like I said, we're going to use our markers and we're going to use our blends because some of this doesn't need to be blended, right? Like this little guy, to do him in crumb cake. We don't need that. So we're going to color that. I'm not going to color the whole thing. I'm just going to show you a couple things here. Now, another color that is in here is the soft succulent. And so even though it's not in here, I still like to go with the color scheme because I know they're all going to work well together. So I'm getting that soft succulent. I'm getting the wider tip. We're going to go ahead and go right down here. And just a little note for you. I'm not sure if you know this already, but I used to sit there and pull this one off and get the wrong tip and pull this one off until I realized that there is a small tip here and a large tip here. So just the lines. So if it's facing this way, you still know that this is the smaller, this is the larger. And then of course, now I'm seeing, as I say this, this has the small tip there and the brush tip there. So I'm just going through adding some lines, not even on the black parts, just the white parts, and that's already giving that some green texture there. So see, we don't need the blends for that portion of it. All right, let's now use our blends. I did bring all my blends. We've got some Blackberry Bliss. We've got the light and the dark. We've got Fresh Freesia, and we've got Polished Pink. Those are all the colors that are going to be in here. And so I'm not going to do it all. Just going to do parts of it. So I took the, actually I took the light Polished Pink. Man, my muscles are going away. And I just outlined all these lines where there was lines. That's where I put it, right? Then I went in with the light fresh freesia because I wanted this to be a little bit lighter. And I went around the outside here and then in between the lines. I didn't even blend. They blended themselves. I just went in between the lines. Right? So pretty. So you could still see a little bit of that pink, but we didn't blend it out. Okay, so this is how I did that. And then I did put that piece right in there. So isn't that beautiful? So while I had this guy out, I colored most of him. I did not go, I didn't just color, I actually went because I wanted that white of the eye to still be in there. And then I brought this down and I kind of left his belly a little bit white there. And then I kind of just went through here. And now I colored all that in. And then after I colored that in, then I went in and I did add a little bit, just a little bit right down there. Then I went in with some of the darker. And again, I just colored these guys here. And I'm not going to do this all, but then after I did that, I went back. And as I colored this in, I wanted his head to be a little bit lighter, just like in nature. So I went through and blended all of this together. And it blends so beautifully. You want to make sure that you don't go too close to the edge, because once you start going close to the edge, it is alcohol, so it's going to like seep out. So just start mixing from the areas that are not going to seep out, and it will all blend really nicely together. So see how the difference in the colors there? Now, see how that is stark like that? I did not want that. So I took the color lifter and I kind of moved it around here. And all that color lifter does is kind of put a little bit of alcohol down, kind of moving that alcohol around. And you see how that has gone away now. So these color lifters, wonderful. You can also lighten up areas with that. So then I took my paper snips, which, where did they go? Where did those paper snips go? Here we go. We've got our paper snips and had it all colored. And then I just took and I left a little bit of border around the whole thing. See how that's leaving that little bit of border? And so then I had this little guy. So now we're going to put everything together. Let's go ahead. And at this point, you could have colored any of these guys in that you wanted to, but I just thought that was so pretty that I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to go ahead and stick the inside of the card down. And I'm going to use my Tombow glue here. Because I like to be able to move it around when I am putting this all down. Just in case. Line it up the best that I can, and then make sure I move it to where it's going to look perfect in there. Okay. So now we've got that down. I'm going to go ahead and burnish this one more time. And then we've got this guy here. And for this one, again, I'm going to put some more Tombow on here. if you look for it, it's called multi-purpose glue in the catalog. So if you're looking for it, we all call it the green glue, right? And I'm just going to put this guy on there again, line it up as straight as possible. We know that there is about 1/8 of an inch on each side. All right, for this one, I am going to go ahead and use the Stamp and Seal because, remember, I cut that other part out. So if I line these all up and it was cut properly, and I don't put it down before I'm supposed to, right there, when I put it down, it should all line up beautifully. And it did. Very pretty. See how that is coming out? Oh, so pretty. I'm going to take this guy. Look how pretty that looks. Oh, goodness. See, that's how you come up with ideas, right? Beautiful. And then I'm going to put this guy down here. And the last thing that I need to do is put this little guy on here. And so while I show you, this does bleed through with the alcohol markers. So when you, if you decide to use alcohol markers on your envelopes, you don't want it to bleed through here and bleed through here. And so that is why I had that paper underneath, because it will definitely bleed through. So trying to give you a few little tips. I will be doing a lot of stamping in the upcoming week. So I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to kind of have him off the page a little bit. Beautiful. And now it is time for the embellishments. Look at this. You've got those. You've got some little patterned ones. So many. So many. Pearls would work. Even snowflakes would work. Those little glass would work. Right? I love to go through these with you because these are my favorite. These have become some of my favorite, these garden gems, because this guy matches with so much. But I think, oh, these would work. The faceted would work. I think we're good. I think we've kind of gone through everything. We also have the beautiful hexagons that just came out, but I don't think we want to add some hexagons to this. So I'm looking here. I'm looking at these beautiful resin dots, or the In Color Jewels, which has the fresh freesia and the polished pink. Also gorgeous. Okay, got it. I'm gonna get my, first I'm gonna throw all my stuff down. And then I'm gonna take my Take Your Pick tool out And we are going to go down and put some of these little beautiful guys randomly here and there. So I'm going to put one here. We'll put one over here. And we'll put another one right over here. I'm looking at those, and then I think what I will do is add one in each flower. Just a smaller one. So there we go. Look at that beautiful card. Isn't that gorgeous? We've got the inside, we've got that outside, and of course we've got our envelope, which, as you know, I put this backwards. Stick that envelope right in here, and then I know that my envelope matches the card, and I can still see what card that is. So there we go. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, because I am going to be stamping the week away. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.